So guys, what's going on? I hope you're good. Now, there's been a lot of talk online whether Pac-Man can beat Spence or Crawford. Can he beat Spence or Crawford? Obviously, listen, they're the elite guys in the welterweight division. I always had a feeling that Pacquiao would beat Thurman. I thought Thurman would present a risk, and it was a lot more dangerous fight than at Broner. And Pacquiao's obviously older, but I did get the feeling that he would beat Keith Thurman. However, I think Spence and Crawford are very good. I think they're on another level to Thurman. I don't think they've got the resume, and I don't think they fought anybody like Pacquiao. So I do think that the Pacquiao fight's a very tough fight for them. I do think after seeing Pacquiao perform against Thurman that he has a chance. Pacquiao can beat those guys. Whether he does, that's another matter. But I do believe he has a chance to beat Spence and Crawford. I think I didn't give him a chance against Crawford. I gave him a chance. I didn't even give him a chance against Spence, but now I give him a very good chance against Spence. I think he can beat Spence. I think he can. I think he can outbox Spence. I think he can really trouble Spence with his speed. I don't think Spence has fought anybody that with a quick hand speed like that, and I think he's going to give Spence a lot of issues. I think that fight is a very winnable fight, and actually it will probably be his next fight. If he doesn't choose to fight somebody else, Spence will probably beat Porter, and that will be Manny Pacquiao's next fight. I do fancy that's a 50-50 fight. I think this Thurman fight was a 60-40 fight for me in Pacquiao's favour. I do think that's a legitimate 50-50 fight. That's a pick'em. I do think the Crawford fight, however, Crawford would be a favourite for me in that one. I think he would be 60-40 in Crawford's favour. I think Crawford is very tricky. I don't think Spence is a good boxer, but I don't think Spence has the boxing brain of a Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford's boxing brain is a lot on another level to Spence. And I just think for Pacquiao, that might be the biggest problem in that fight. I think Spence is... He's quite one-dimensional. Although he can box, he's good. But I do think I think Pacquiao caused him a lot of issues. I think Spence is a lot more predictable than Crawford. Crawford goes southpaw, he fights orthodox, he does a lot of things, he's very tricky. Very, very tricky, and it's very tricky to work someone like Crawford out, whereas Spence is more predictable. Spence doesn't switch, Spence doesn't do any of that. It's a lot easier fight for Manny Pacquiao. And I'm not saying it's an easy fight, it's a very tough fight, but for me, that now is a 50-50 fight. Before, I thought it was 60-40 Spence. After seeing Pacquiao perform against Thurman, although Spence, in my opinion, is better than Thurman, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a fight that both guys can win. I think Pacquiao has a good chance of beating Spence. I think Crawford, that's a tough one, because Crawford's so tricky. He can neutralize you, he can make it a difficult fight for you, and he's very smart. He's not going to fight the fight that, Thurman just fought. He's a lot more smarter than Thurman. Thurman had good boxing skills as well, but I don't think it was at the level of Crawford. And I think a lot of you are smart. Even a lot of you Pacquiao fans are very smart. You know that Crawford's a different kettle of fish altogether. His boxing brain is a lot more developed. His boxing IQ is on a higher level to Thurman. So that's a very tough fight. For me, that would be the fight that would be very tough for Pacquiao at this stage. I think he beats all of them. In his prime, he beats all of them. But I think right now, I think that would be his toughest fight. I think Spence is a 50-50 fight for me. Although many people think that Spence beats Pacquiao, I think that's a 50-50 fight. I think Pacquiao still got a lot left, and I think Spence is not proved enough to me for me to say. I don't know whether he beats Porter. It might be Porter. And in that case, I think Pacquiao beats Porter a lot. Not comfortably. It'll be tough, but I think he beats Porter. Just like he did with Thurman. But I think we're going to find out a lot about Spence in this fight with Porter. But I do think Pacquiao and Spence, if that was to come off, that's a tough fight for Spence. I don't think that's before I was saying it's a tough fight for Pacquiao, which it is. But actually, it's also a tough fight for Spence. I think that's a winnable fight for Manny. I think Crawford's a winnable fight, but I would say 60-40 in Crawford's favour. That's not to say Pacquiao can't win. I just think Crawford's got good boxing ability. His boxing brain is very good. And I think at this stage in Manny's career, I think Crawford may be a step too. I think he's an unbelievable fighter, unbelievable talent, Crawford. But that's my take on it, guys. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys. Oh yeah, before I sign out, if Pacquiao does beat one of those guys, right? I did say that for me, Pacquiao's top 10 of all time. He might enter my top 5 of all time, because he would have just beaten an elite world level, like guys that have the potential of being Hall of Famers, right, in their prime. And he's not, Pacquiao's not in his prime. So for me, he would be top 5 greatest fighters of all time. That's just to end it on that. But yeah, guys, leave your thoughts, and guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.